Welcome back to Catch My Breath Vaping Prevention Program. Today is session 3 and we will be talking about advertising. Before we get started with our focus on advertising, however, I want you to answer 2 questions for me on your session 3 worksheet. The first one is, in what places or situations would you be most likely offered an e-cigarette or vape? The second is, have you ever been around other kids who use e-cigarettes or vapes? So pause the video and answer those 2 questions. Now, a lot of times students feel like they're going to be pressured by their peers to try e-cigarettes, that's the most common scenario. And although that does happen, you might be around other people who are vaping and feel pressure to try it yourself, or you may be offered them. It's actually not the most pressure you're going to get. Most of the pressure comes from advertisements that you see on TV, movies, magazines, and on social media and the internet. In fact, advertising is a billion-dollar industry, and we'll take a look at the numbers in just a minute. But I want you to think about this. Advertising is designed to pressure or convince you to buy their products. So the number one goal of the vaping industry executives is to make money. E-cigarette companies want you to try their products and to get addicted to the nicotine so that you will continue to buy them. They want your money. They don't care about your health. They don't care about, what the long-term consequences are for their users. Their focus is all about money. So the big companies make e-cigarettes look delicious, cool, fun, and glamorous, and something that you definitely want to try and use. They don't tell you the negative information. You'll remember a few sessions back, we looked at some of the warning labels on, I believe it was on a Juul product, and all it said was, this product contains nicotine. Well, that doesn't really tell you anything, and that's intentional. Did you know that $9.5 billion is spent every year on tobacco and e-cigarette advertising? That is a huge number, and it's hard to wrap our brains around exactly how much that is. So to break it down, that's more than $26 million every single day, or more than $1 million every hour. I just find it mind-boggling to think about what that money could do for good. However, it's also important to think about, if they're spending that much money on advertising, how much money are they making? Because clearly they're going to want a profit. This breaks down even further to about $29 for every person in the United States a year. Again, that could feed hungry people. It could do a lot of good. However, instead, it's trying to get people hooked on nicotine. So where does the money come from? How can tobacco companies spend billions of dollars on advertising? Well, the bottom line is they make a lot more than that by creating all of these very effective ads. They are definitely making a profit. So think about that for a minute as well. How much money they're making every year on us by advertising their products. Now, with advertisements, all companies use a technique called an appeal, which helps to grab your attention and persuade you to buy or do something. So this is not exclusive to e-cigarette companies. Any company that's trying to sell something does this. And some of the most common appeals used by the e-cigarette and tobacco industry are the following. Focusing on health, which I find really ironic since their products are very unhealthy. But they give the impression that by using their products, you will live a healthier lifestyle or be a healthier person. Flavors. The product tastes good, therefore it's safe for you to use. Social life. Using the product will help you feel more included, respected, and accepted by your friends and other people you might want to be friends with. Celebrity. Using or buying this product will make you more like your favorite celebrity or movie star, or you could see a celebrity using the product, and because they use it, you feel it's safe and okay for you to use it as well. Freedom, the idea that using their product will allow you to feel free. Sports, if you use the product, you'll be better at sports and more like your favorite athletes. You could see a sports star using the product, because they use it, feel like it's safe for you to use it too, especially since athletes are supposed to be healthy. Focusing on masculinity or femininity. This gives you the idea that you might want to be a perfect boy or girl. They want you to think that if you use their products, you will be more attractive and wanted by other people. And then finally, glamour and beauty. These products appear to be perfect and will help you get to that stage too. So there are two approaches that advertisers use. One is called direct advertising and one is called indirect advertising. So advertising that is obviously paid for by a given industry and has a call to action clearly states, buy me now. This is direct advertising. Example of these could be billboards, TV ads, internet banner ads, radio ads, magazine ads, etc. Here are some examples of direct advertising. So we have Jewel, discover the flavors, mango, fruit, cream, cucumber, all available online. Find the right flavor for you. And here's another one, Jewel, vaporize. So you see this big billboard and they're telling you, come and buy my product. And you'll notice this warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Doesn't really say a whole lot. There is also indirect advertising. So advertising that doesn't try and sell you something right away, but rather reminds you of a product you already know about. So examples of this we'll look at in a minute could be just seeing people using these products and helping you to feel like you want to use it too because they are. This helps companies build brand recognition. So when you see their logo or something else associated with them, you'll be more likely to buy their product. We tend to buy things that we're familiar with. So an example could be social media posts like this, or this video on YouTube where people are using the products. We call these unpaid spokespeople, where they're actually not being paid to promote the products, but lots of vaping and smoking in movies, TV shows, and especially music videos. Another one here, article in a magazine, Sophie Turner cried real tears in Dark Phoenix thanks to her Jewel. So you might see these things and think, well, if my celebrity uses them, they must be okay. Or, oh, I could be more like them if I use these products too. And again, it's always important to remember that these companies are trying to manipulate us. All they care about is their profit. It's time for us to do our first activity for session 3, and you're going to be looking at some advertisements and thinking about what appeal or what strategy the company is using. So the two things you'll answer for each ad, there's going to be 4 of them, is how does each ad portray e-cigarette use? How are they showing it? You know, they're not going to show somebody sick and having health problems. It's going to be the exact opposite. So think about how they're portraying it. And then which appeal they're using. Are they using health or celebrity or all the different types that we just went through? And they're listed on your worksheet in case you don't remember. And sometimes they might be using more than one strategy or more than one appeal. So pause the video now and please complete activity 1. So let's take a look at the ads you just went through. So the first one's an advertisement for Jewel. And we have all the different little colored triangles, which represent the different flavor pods that you can have. And it talks about the Jewel launch party. So this could be an example of flavors. It could be an example of social life, right? They're having a party and you can join too. You know, New York City from 7 to 11. They're using glamour. They're very attractive models in the advertisement. So they're definitely trying to convince you that if you use their product, you're going to have a great time and be like these people here in the ad. Second ad here shows beautiful model, vaping. She looks relaxed, glamorous, feminine. So lots of different strategies here. She actually also looks very healthy. She's outdoors. So any of these could be types of appeals that they may have used. And this would be an example of an indirect ad. This is from a social media post. Here we have friends don't let friends buy cigarettes. Life is about making choices. So they're definitely using the health appeal here, trying to convince you that, you know, smoking is bad, but vaping their product, that's not a problem at all. This is a healthy choice. And finally, my time, my way. This is using femininity, power, strength, glamour. She's taking control of her life. And if you use this product, you can be too. So just keep in mind whenever you see ads, whether they're indirect or direct advertising, the companies are spending billions and billions of dollars to try to get your money and to try to get you hooked. Finally, we have here man's best friends. So they've got the dog, they've got the jewel. They're not sharing with you the reality of the toxic ingredients and potential for addiction in these advertisements. But now you're going to have a homework assignment. I hope you find it fun. You are going to create an anti-vaping advertisement. And it can either be an advertisement or a social media post that you might put on Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat. And it needs to have two components. It needs to have your anti-vaping message. And on your homework assignment, I've given you some examples. But it could be something like nicotine equals brain poison, or don't be fooled, or don't be hooked, or you get to come up with whatever you want, but it needs to promote the risks of vaping. And then you're going to include either some pictures or images. You can draw pictures. You can get them off the internet. You can create a video. Maybe you want to make a TikTok anti-vaping ad or social media post. So you get to be creative in how you do this to go with your message. On your homework assignment, there'll be a link to canva.com, but this is a great free resource you can use to create social media posts and advertisements. And there's all sorts of different fun colors and graphics and things you can use that makes them look really professional. But I'm going to show examples here, and both of these are made by big nonprofit agencies, so they have graphic designers and things. Yours don't need to be this professional looking, but they give you a good idea of what we're looking for. So this is a social media post from the Truth Initiative, and we have a fish hook here with a piece of mango and then a mango flavored jewel pod. So this is their graphic basically saying they'll hook you. And then their slogan or their text, which you will also need to come up with, is on the right-hand side here. It says, "Don't be fooled. Juul helped create the youth e-cigarette epidemic, enticing kids with sweet flavors like mango, cream, and mint. But now they're posing as the good guys and continue to reap the benefits," which of course would be money. Okay, so this is an example of a social media post. And here's an example of an advertisement. Again, this is by a big company. This is or a big nonprofit, the Smokers Helpline, which is a quit line. But they have nicotine equals brain poison, and they have the equal sign being made out of 2 Juul devices. So these are just 2 examples, but you're going to come up with your own slogan, your own text, and then a graphic or video to go with it. And all of the information is on the attached homework assignment. So I hope you have fun with it, and I look forward to seeing your creations when you. So that brings us to the end of session 3. Session 4, which is our final session, we will be looking at your life, your choice, and how you're feeling about vaping and e-cigarette use after completing this 4-session program. So I look forward to talking with you on our final session, and have fun making those advertisements.